There's a YouTube video they tried to erase, a video that made 10,000 people vanish from the internet, and somehow no one agrees on what it even showed. There's a version of you that existed before you clicked on certain videos, before you went down certain rabbit holes, before you found things online that changed how you see the world. And for 10,000 people, there was one video, the last thing they ever watched before they disappeared from the internet entirely. Not banned.
Not deleted. They just stopped existing. No more posts, no more comments, no trace at all. The strangest part? No one can agree on what the video actually showed. Some say it was a documentary. Others insist it was an ARG gone wrong. A few claim it was something else entirely, something that should never have been uploaded in the first place. But here's what we know. It was called The Passengers.
It appeared on YouTube in late 2011, stayed up for exactly 72 hours, and during that time, everyone who watched it to the end vanished from every social platform they'd ever used. This isn't a creepypasta. This isn't an urban legend from Reddit. This was a digital event, something real, traceable, and still unsolved 14 years later. If you've ever felt like there's a hidden layer to the internet, a place where the real mysteries live, then you're in the right place. This channel exists for people like us, the ones who can't let go of strange stories, the digital ghosts that haunt forgotten servers. If that sounds like you, subscribe. Not because of numbers, but because these stories deserve to be remembered. Now, let's talk about The Passengers and what made it different from every other weird video that's ever surfaced online. The upload happened on November 7th, 2011 at 3:47 a.m. The account was called Watcher Collective. No profile picture. No previous uploads. Just one video. A thumbnail of an empty subway car under flickering fluorescent light. The description read only, "You were always meant to see this." The video was 23 minutes and 11 seconds long. At first, it got only a handful of views. Insomniacs, night owls, the kind of people who wander the strange corners of YouTube at 4 a.m. Then something happened. People started sharing it. Not because it was scary, but because they couldn't explain what they'd just seen. The first person to report anything unusual was Marcus Chen, a digital archivist. He described the opening, a stationary camera inside a moving subway car. For 3 minutes, nothing happened, just the rhythmic clack of metal on tracks. Then passengers began to appear, not entering but materializing in the seats. 17 in total. Men, women, different ages, all sitting motionless, staring directly at the camera. None of them blinked, none moved. Marcus recognized one of them, a person he'd gone to high school with. Disturbed, he paused and took a screenshot. But later, when he looked again, the face had changed. It wasn't who he'd seen, it was someone else entirely. Within 24 hours, more viewers reported the same thing. They saw familiar faces, friends, family, people they hadn't thought of in years. But when they tried to screenshot or rewatch, the faces changed again. The video seemed to be personalized, showing each viewer something different. When multiple people watched together, they saw completely different passengers. Same file, same upload, different faces. Forums exploded, Reddit threads multiplied. People tried to reverse engineer the video, assuming it used cookies or tracking data, but tests proved that impossible. Something else was happening. By November 9th, the video had around 12,000 views. Then, the disappearances began. At first, users just deleted their accounts, maybe out of fear. But soon, every trace of their online presence vanished. Comments, photos, posts, everything. Even phone numbers stopped working. Emails bounced back. By the time YouTube removed the video, around 10,000 accounts had gone silent. Watcher Collective was terminated, and all re-uploads were instantly taken down, not by automation, but by manual copyright strikes from an entity calling itself The Collective. One of the few people who claimed to save a copy was Sarah Volk, a film student.
She uploaded a breakdown on Vimeo, arguing that the final 5 minutes held the key. After 20 minutes of stillness, the camera slowly zoomed toward one passenger, seat 9. The face began to shift, cycling through dozens of identities before stopping on the viewer's own. Sarah believed it symbolized the idea that, by watching, you joined them, that you'd taken your seat on the train. Her analysis raised new questions. Who created it? Why make something that would drive thousands to abandon the digital world entirely? And how could it show different faces to each viewer in 2011? Some said it was psychological, a trick of pareidolia, making viewers project familiar faces. But that didn't explain the synchronized disappearances. Or the fact that every re-upload since has been manually removed, even from obscure sites, always by the collective. In 2013, journalist Aaron Parrish investigated. He interviewed 7 people who'd seen the original. 6 had gone completely offline. When asked why, they all described the same sensation, that something was watching them through their screens. Not paranoia, awareness. Like the computer itself had become a window, and something was staring back. One man said he saw movement in his peripheral vision whenever he was online. A woman said websites showed her fleeting messages, thoughts she'd never shared. They all said the only way to make it stop was to disconnect. The 7th man said it was all fake, but 3 weeks later he deleted everything. Before disappearing, he sent a final message. "I was wrong. I see them now." Aaron never wrote about the passengers again. He changed beats to sports journalism and refused interviews on the subject. So what was it? A psychological weapon? A viral experiment gone wrong? Or something alive in the code? A digital entity using a video to make contact? Maybe everyone who watched didn't just see a film. Maybe they were seen. Every few years, someone claims to have found the original upload. They promise to re-release it, but they never do. Either they vanish, or their accounts go dark. In 2019, one user posted a link claiming it was real. 43 people downloaded it. Within a month, all 43 were gone. The link redirected to a single phrase, "The train is always moving." Maybe the passengers was a warning. Maybe it was an accident. But 10,000 people don't just vanish from the internet for no reason. They left silence behind. And sometimes, if you search hard enough, you can still hear the train. So stay curious, and maybe be careful what you watch.